Why are we still talking about Hillary Clinton? Is she good for feminists? What city has chosen to honor gay men and women, and which city's mayor isn't honoring us at all? Hi, I'm Jackie Grant, and you're watching Flaming Politics here on Logo, your independent look at the issues affecting the LGBT community. Today I'm going to talk about Hillary Clinton for the last time, or at least the last time for the 2008 campaign. But before I do, here are the stories you need to be talking about this week. On Tuesday, Berlin unveiled a memorial dedicated to gays and lesbians who were murdered during the Holocaust. Located across the road from the monument to Jews murdered during the Holocaust, the monument is a gray concrete slab similar in style to that other monument. However, the slab has a window cut into it that plays a video of two men kissing. Here's a still. Under their regime, the Nazis declared homosexuality a crime, arrested nearly 50,000 of them, and sent an estimated 10 to 15,000 to concentration camps, where nearly all of them died. A longtime gay pride parade in the South has been cancelled due to a mayor's intolerance. Birmingham Mayor Larry Langford, shown here imitating Colonel Sanders, denied a permit for the Central Alabama Gay Pride Parade this week, saying, "My policy is don't ask because it's not my business, and don't put me in the position to make it my business. I don't condone it, but I also am not sitting in judgment of anyone." Adding, "Your personal lifestyle should be nobody's issue but yours. It's not a civil rights issue, it's a personal choice issue." Introducing a new segment, Action Items, are a simple way you can help your community. For instance, in the wake of the California marriage decision, Governor Schwarzenegger's office is polling people's responses. Already, anti-gay marriage advocates are flooding the phone lines. If you'd like to call and voice your support for gay marriage, here's what you do. Call 1-916-445-2841. That's 1-916-445-2841. Now you can listen to the voice menus, or if you're in a rush, simply press 1, then 5, then 1, then 1, and that will register your support of gay marriage. Now, if you have something you think should be an action item, let me know in the comments. And now, for the big story. Hillary Clinton, in explaining why she opposed leaving the race, referenced the assassination of Robert Kennedy. I don't really want to go into it, I think it's been done to death. No pun intended. Obviously, talking about assassination in a race with such historically important candidates, both Clinton and Obama, is foolish, bad judgment, and tasteless. Too many civil rights leaders and presidents have died by a lone psycho's bullet in this country to just casually bring up assassination. What I'd rather talk about is what Hillary was actually trying to say. The assassination comment came after the Argus leader asked her why she thought people kept calling her to get out of the race. She demurred to answer, instead segueing to her inaccurate comparisons of her campaign to both her husband's and to RFK's. But, in recent weeks, her campaign, as it reaches for justifications to go on, has started to blame her loss on her gender. For instance, she said, "It does seem as though the press at least is not as bothered by the incredible vitriol that has been engendered by the comments by people who are nothing but misogynists. It's deeply offensive to millions of women." For her to paint herself as a victim of misogyny now that it's clear that she won't be the Democratic nominee cheapens her historic bid, as well as insults both those people who voted for her and voted for Obama as well. As she said time and time again, she is the experienced, ready to lead on day one candidate who is now also a friend of the common people. If only the pesky Democratic nomination process hadn't gotten in the way. That is her argument at this point, right? But the problem is Hillary ran a terrible campaign. It didn't have a strategy after the early February primaries. It ignored caucus states. It ran up a massive debt that it still hasn't been able to pay off. It hired Mark Penn. It changed messages every week. I remember back in October asking, when is Hillary going to tell me why I should vote for her? What is her big picture of America? To this day, I don't see in her a vision of this country that extends beyond her simply being President of the United States. She changed the goalposts constantly. She lied about sniper fire in Bosnia, and the greatest sin of all is that she's been inauthentic, whether it's downing shots or screaming, "Shame on you, Barack Obama." While hindsight is always 20/20, the Hillary Clinton who would have won this nomination would have done so by sticking to what made her such a successful senator. A easygoing desire to work across party lines coupled with an expert knowledge of the issues. She could have sold her own brand of change, but instead she took bad advice, mainly from her husband. She lost focus and decided that the kitchen sink strategy was the only way to win. Are there people out there who would never vote for a woman? I'm sure. And of course her campaign is historic, but guess what? The reason I lost support for Hillary was not because she's a woman, it's because she ran a lousy campaign. If you can't win the Democratic nomination, where you're the favorite, where the whole party structure is lined up behind you, how the heck are we supposed to believe that you could win the general? Even now, can any of us imagine Hillary actually taking responsibility for the problems in her campaign, for saying, yeah, it was my fault? Harry S. Truman had a sign on his desk at the White House that read, "The buck stops here." In Hillary's campaign, she's passed the buck onto the media, the entire male sex, anyone who's ever gone to college, black people, caucus states, and even MoveOn.org, an organization which was founded to help out the first Clinton administration. Hillary has confused admitting mistakes with admitting defeat. One allows you to change, grow, and learn. The other means giving up. And it's only by admitting mistakes that you can guarantee you'll never have to admit defeat. I'm Jeffrey Grant, and you've been watching Flaming Politics here on Logo.